Today we interview a new fantasy author whose creativity, perseverance, and passion for storytelling have guided her from childhood dreams to her first major publication. That spark stayed with her when COVID lockdowns hit. So she finally decided to take writing seriously, turning years of imagination into the foundation of her debut novel, Blood of Shadow. She balanced her writing career with a full life as a mother of three, as a college student pursuing her bachelor degree, and working her day job that she loves. So welcome to Writing Inspiration with Markee Books. Hello Megan, how are you? How are you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you so much for joining us. So Megan, tell me, what inspired you to become a writer?
Um, I feel like every author has the same story. I started the love of writing when I was about fifth grade, so maybe 12-ish. And it's just blossomed from there. And when I got older and COVID happened and lockdown happened, I thought, let's see what I can make of this, you know?
Actually, many writers I have interviewed have had told me very similar stories, especially with the COVID part.
Well, when we're in lockdown, there's nothing to do. I mean, might as
Yeah,
well.
many writers start their careers on that day, on that year, to be to be clear. Oh, so basically, you always have the passion to start, but you need a time.
Yeah, I've had the passion since I was a kid, and I would always be writing short stories. I remember being in sixth grade English and annoying the heck out of my friends because I was like, I have this amazing idea for this new story, and nothing's changed. It's just I'm older and we're all older and I'm not at school anymore. I'm at work or I'm annoying my husband. So I haven't changed a bit. I'm just writing more mature books this time, more for
Okay.
adults.
Well, yeah. Oh, so did you write fanfic or something like that when you were younger?
I I didn't I never got on the fanfic train. I loved reading fanfic, but I always wrote and journaled down my own ideas. And I wasn't, as a teenager, I didn't have the mindset of an author, like, let's make a full length novel of this. It was more so um, little, maybe 60 pages, and it was me making up characters, making up story plot lines, like an author. It's just, it wasn't a full length novel. I don't even think it was a novella. It was just little itty bitty tiny book.
Oh, yeah, like an anthology, maybe?
Maybe. I have one book that isn't going to be my debut novel, but it's a book that I wrote, like a story I wrote when I was 15, and it's a murder thriller, and I wrote that at 15 years old. I mean, I was such a nerd in high school. I still am. It's fine. And I decided now, I was like, let's make it. That was a solid idea, a solid story. Let's see if I can make a book out of it. So that's down the pipeline. It'll be coming soon.
Oh, yeah. You'll be surprised how many people has done something like that, taking notes from 20 years ago and creating short books, collections, and stuff like that.
It's a lot of fun, and it
Oh,
keeps
yeah,
the
it is.
juices going. I think those end up becoming authors' best work because there's no pressure then. It's just us as writers having fun and making things up, and we don't have that pressure of, okay, well, we want to be New York Times bestsellers. We want a lot of readers. We want all of this. It's just us having fun in that moment. And I think that's why fanfic is also so wonderful because it's just people having fun and honing their craft, but enjoying their craft.
Yeah. I have my own experience with fanfic, but honestly, when reading them, most make me cringe. So it was difficult to keep the practice and reading them.
Right. And that's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah. So, did you get inspired by maybe the work of another writer?
Um, the book that is going to be coming out within the year, it's it's I I don't know really if any author inspired me. I can tell you that Sarah J. Maas, who is a queen, she intimidated me a little bit, which because she's just her books are just amazing and I love every single one of them. And it was an intimidation, but I can also say that I pulled um aspiration instead of inspiration. It's more so like she is so good and I love her stories. I wonder what I could write if I tried to write a romantasy. So I think I guess you could say Sarah J. Maas inspired me to try to write a romantasy series.
Okay, that's great. So, how many books do you have out there right now?
Oh my. So I am one of those people who I have 13 books mapped out, but it we won't get to them for and I have more than 13, but I'm just making an example. It won't be like within 2 years that they'll hit the shelves. So I I have this story in mind and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel because it's a trilogy and I see where we're going and then I can see okay, well then that could be a spinoff. That could be a spinoff. And then I've got a prequel idea that might fit. And then I was like, what else could I come up with? Because I love more than one genre, so I like to try and write more than one genre.
Honestly, it's a fun exercise.
It is. Romantasy is my favorite. I love all those stories like Fourth Wing and Akatar. Those are my favorites. And so writing romantasy is my favorite because I grew up on stories like Lord of the Rings and The Mummy and all and everything like that. And so putting a thread of romance through stories like that is my favorite, but I also really enjoy murder thrillers and mystery, historical fiction. Um, and so I want to try my hand at those someday too.
Okay, wow. Maybe noir even.
We'll see on that one.
Oh, how long did it take you to finish your debut work?
It has taken me about 7 years. We're approaching the 7 year mark for when I got the idea for it. And it has changed and evolved within that 7 year time. I was actually able to publish what I like to call the apprentice version of it. So with a partner publisher called Newman Springs. And then once I earned the rights back to it, once my contract ended, I decided to remaster it and make it into what I now call Blood of Shadow. And it's grown in volume. The story is a lot clearer. Like I said, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I know where we're going with
Oh
this.
yeah, that's
So,
why that's why you requested a new cover for it.
yes.
Yeah. It's fine, and especially because you already published it with a traditional publisher, so it's better to disconnect completely with them and try to present your book like something different.
Well, and right, and they were great people, and I loved working with them and everything. But I wanted to continue the journey, and I made great friends there. And now I'm just seeing where we go from here. It's been a journey, but it's been a
Okay.
fun journey.
Do you edit your own books, or do you have a team or something?
I am very blessed to have my best friend is an editor. She went to school for it. She did a lot of editing on other works. So she has taught me a lot. And I'm also very blessed to have a lot of people in my corner who know the trade, know the business, know the publishing industry, and they have dipped their toes into shadows story. And so I've learned a lot from them. They have made this book amazing, and we've all learned a lot from each other.
Oh, well, I think that's really quite fortunate, especially because editors are usually expensive. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, by the
it's
way,
worth it.
what is your day job? What do you do other than writing?
No, I go to school. I'm getting my bachelor's. I'm a mom of three. I have a wonderful husband who is my absolute best friend. And I have a day job that I work at, and everyone I work at there are wonderful people. I've made a lot of good friends for life there. And I have I it's interesting to come into my office and put on the author hat and then walk out my door and be a mom and a wife and everything else.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you seem to be balancing quite a lot with your writing, I mean. Yeah.
Yes, it's sometimes I feel like that juggler that you see where they're balancing all those plates and they have to keep them spinning so they don't fall off and shatter everywhere. So I go through a lot of sleepless nights. I think I've become a coffeeholic. It's wonderful. And I've learned it's about priority. Sometimes I could write all day if I could, but life is life and reality is reality. You can't do that all the time. Sometimes you got to shut the computer and go be a mom, and you got to go be a wife, and oh, well, homework's due tonight, and I have to work today, and things like that. So it's a balancing act for sure.
Oh, you mentioned about the coffee holic. I have a funny story because I do know someone that has this habit of always making a different coffee every single day to make every day special.
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, some days put cocoa, she put chocolate, then she put white chocolate. Other day she just put more water, and I make many variations every day
That's
like that.
amazing. I need to take lessons from her. I just have the same cup every day. It's just my cup is a hot chocolate packet with a little bit of creamer and coffee. That's it. I'm pretty basic. I love all of those variations.
Of course, her changes were realistic because I mean, I'm not talking about buying expensive Egyptian beans with cat food and stuff like that. Mostly changes like the water,
But you see, the
the
most simple changes make
beans,
the best cup of coffee.
yeah, or marshmallows or stuff to put sugar, no sugar, black,
Yeah,
brown.
I've never tried sugar in my coffee. I put a little bit in my tea, but I've honestly never tried sugar in my coffee. I'm just a
Really?
creamer person. Yeah,
Oh, I take my
it's
I take my coffee with sugar actually and
I
milk.
I'm one of those that I love the taste of coffee. Like I could drink black coffee. It's just in the taste needs to be cut in half just a fraction because I can't do super sweet coffee. And then I have my sister, she is someone who you might as well just give her the creamer bottle and a straw. That's
You never try the iced coffee or something like that?
right now by Sinlin Yu. And we talked about fanfic. That used to be a fanfic called Manacled. And it was amazing. It was so amazing. And I saw an interview where Sinlin Yu said that she had over 900,000 words in her notes app. And Rebecca Yaros, the author of Fourth Wing, she was in the publishing business, publishing books for 9 years before she finally became noticed onto this level that she is. I mean, even Sarah J. Maas wrote fanfic before she became the Sarah J. Maas. And so my point in all that is it takes time, it takes effort. You've got to hone your craft, you've got to perfect your craft, and you can't be Sarah J. Maas. You have to be you and your writing and your story. And you just got to keep working at it. And eventually it'll happen.
Okay. So, what was the most difficult thing you have to struggle when you started working on your book?
Oh my. I think the most difficult thing is the beginning. And I say that because it's it's the complete beginning and you don't have anything to go on. You just have your ideas and once you get past the beginning, you're kind of in a groove, you kind of know your characters, you know the plot, and you're trucking along, so to speak. But in the beginning, at least for me, I can't get out of my own head long enough to be like, okay, this is not it's not hitting the way I want it to. I know exactly what I want them to do, but it's not perfect enough. And I have to get out of my own way long enough to be like, it's the rough draft. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
perfect. It's okay.
Honestly, the ending is the easiest part. You always know how you want to end it. You all do
You
imagine the
do.
scenario in your head. You know
Yes.
exactly. It's how everything else how to reach that place. The problem.
I agree because the book I'm writing after Shadow, because I've already sent it off to my editor and now I get to start on a completely different series. I was like, I already know how this ends. Like I already know the ending. And I just wish we could just go right there. But you got to start at the beginning to get there. And it's like it feels like reading the last page of a book because it's like, okay, I know what happens, but now I got to see what happens to get to this point.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me, what is your writing routine? Are you a pre-planner, plotter? Maybe you improvise?
I so my routine on a normal day is I love candles, so I have a candle going. I have a cup of coffee because we just established I'm a coffeeholic. And before I even touch the keyboard, I handwrite a full outline. So from chapter one to the very end. And I handwrite it because I tend to go really fast and type really fast and it just kind of becomes, for lack of a better word, numbing almost. So handwriting it makes me take my time, it makes me think about it makes me really just hone in on where we're going. And then once I get the outline done, I'll go to the keyboard. And then sometimes we do a piece of the outline, sometimes we do like I completely change the chapter's outline, but it still connects to the next chapter. So it's a mix of organization, but also a mix of how I'm feeling, how the characters are reacting. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay. So, do you do anything in particular when you get luck?
Um, when I get blocked, I tend to shut the computer. It frustrates me to death, but I've through the 8 years of working on Shadow, I tend to just shut the computer and I go about my day. I go pick up a book, someone else's book. I go spend time with my kids, go outside if the weather's nice, watch a movie. And if inspiration strikes, excuse me, I'll go into my office and just kind of jot it down. Or sometimes it's a couple weeks or a month before it strikes. And I think that's what keeps writing healthy is because you don't force it because you know when you go back through and your editor knows when you go back through if you forced something like I'm just throwing this on here just to get it on here because it's like it's usually at least for me it's usually not my best work and my editor has said that she can always tell when I have forced something or when I've come back and actually am enjoying something and like going with the flow and actually just writing what I'm feeling and have an actual idea in mind.
Okay, okay. Oh, do you have a story of how you named your book?
So her name, the main character in Blood of Shadow is named Daria, and she is what I call a shadow blood. Shadow bloods what you would essentially consider to be the villain of the story. They're the necromancers, voodoo, witchcraft, the sorcerers, orcs in Lord of the Rings. That's what you would consider shadow bloods to be. And so It's so when she bleeds, her blood is black with silver, and so it's kind of a play on words. She's a shadow blood, and she has shadow magic, and her blood is black like shadows.
Okay. Well, it's more direct than I was expecting. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your book?
Um, I will be honest. I am awful at describing my book. It's just one of those. I don't know if I get stage fright or if it just everything leaves me. It's like I've been writing on this book for 8 years. You would think I'd be a master in telling what this book's about, but I will do my best. It's so as I mentioned, Daria is a shadow blood, and she's what you would consider the villain in the story. And so, since she has the magic that's traditionally like witchcraft, voodooism, she's a necromancer.
Naturally,
People,
people fear her.
of course, they naturally fear her. They immediately think she's the villain. Like, we really don't want you here because the idea I had was, what if the villain of the story, quote, quote, was actually the hero of the story? She's not a villain. She's actually a very nice, very kind person, but her dark magic, no one sees that first. They only just see the darkness in her. And so this book is about she goes on a treasure hunt and finds the missing pieces of what I call Fate's Eye. And since it's a treasure hunt, I brought pirates into it because, of course, why would you have a treasure hunt in a fantasy book without pirates? I mean, and so if she finds all these pieces and puts the eye together, then she will be able to summon fate, and she challenges fate to change her destiny. Because like she doesn't want to be considered the villain anymore.
Oh, so like to cure herself.
Basically, it's to cure she wants to cure herself. And it is a trilogy, but I don't want to like spoil anything, but
I can imagine that in each book you'll maybe find some pieces and the other pieces, and the last piece will be in the last one.
well, not exactly. She finds all the pieces in the first book, but the that will it's an let me think of the best way to say this. So she finds all of the pieces in the next book, and it's kind of like I would consider Akatar, how you had this one thing happen in A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that got fixed in book one, but it set up the rest of the series in like an overarching theme. And so that's what happens in Shadow. So she finds all the pieces, but it goes from there, if that makes sense. And the core theme that I kept when writing this book and plotting out the next two is that no matter where you come from, no matter who you are or what people think of you, you are the only one who defines you. You are the only one who decides who you're going to be and what you're going to do. And nobody else can make that decision for you, no matter what they think.
Okay. I understand. So, right now you're working on your second book already.
I am working on I am jotting, like outlining the second book, but I kind of am holding off on the second book until my editor gets done with Shadow, because I don't want to be neck deep into the second
Oh,
book
right.
and she
No, I
changes
understand.
things. So I'm working on another romantasy series right now.
That's a good idea, but when you can try to finish the second book so you have something to publish maybe next year, because so people don't forget the first one.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, the first book, Blood of Shadow, at the latest, I think it'll be out in February of 26.
Okay. Well, at least it's soon. So, tell
Yeah.
me, what is like your largest goal or dream right now as an author?
I think every author who's in it to be more than just, writing for fun. I would like to be a New York Times bestseller. I would like to be able to do writing as a living, like Sarah J. Maas and all them. But at the same time, that's a big mountain to focus on. It's nice to aspire to that, but I also try to enjoy every step and my like take one goal at a time. Like Shadow comes out in February and it either gets self-published or maybe it can do so well on Amazon that we can get an agent and a publisher. Or maybe I'll just have to keep working at it and keep writing and writing and one of those books will take off and get me to the New York Times goal. But all in all, I love writing. I love being like I love creating new characters and stories and my overall goal is to find readers who will connect with my stories and will root for Daria and get excited for the stories I come up with and I do it for the readers. I'm a reader and I'm a part of a reading, like, the reading communities on TikTok and Instagram. And I see how excited everybody gets. And it'd just be a lot of fun if my books were on the receiving end of that one day.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, you were mentioning your second series. It is a new genre. It's not romantasy.
It is romantasy, but it's not like romantic fantasy. It's a genre blend. It's got the romantasy aspect, but it's tinged with more of a gothic view, and it's also like a murder mystery as well. I would call the new series. It's called Magic. It's Akatar meets Caraval by Stephanie Gerber. And so with the murder mystery aspect that Belladonna had by Adeline Grace.
Wow, that's an ambitious project.
It is. And I'm really, as I'm writing it, I'm really just trying to like just keep it fun. It's just keep it fun, keep it, don't get in my head. Just it's circus magic and murder mysteries and romance. Just keep it fun. And yeah, I've got big ideas for that one. And if I get a reader traction, I hope they really like it. My beta readers love the idea. So we'll see where that goes, but that's what I'm working on right now.
Wow. Okay, okay. So tell me, do you have any readers' interactions that you remember fondly?
I have one of my beta readers. She just finished Blood of Shadow before I went to my editor for the final time. She called me at 4 a.m. She was supposed to be on a vacation with her husband, but she decided to read my book, while she was in the car driving. And at 4 a.m., she calls me and she goes, "What? What do you mean? That you can't end it like that?" And I'm like, I'm still half asleep because it's 4 a.m. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, "I just finished Blood of Shadow.
Oh
Do you have
God.
the second book already?" And I went, "No, I'm not. I haven't even drafted it yet at this point. That is unacceptable. I need it on my desk by Friday morning." I'm like, "That's in 2 days." She goes, "I don't care." So apparently the ending is probably going to destroy a lot of readers, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I said, that maybe you need to start working on that one. Maybe talk to your editor so she finish soon.
Because I warned her though. I warned her. I said, "You're gonna hate me at the ending." And she goes, "I can't hate you." And I'm like, "You're gonna hate me." And she calls me and she's like, "I hate you." And I'm like, "See, I told you. I warned you. You can't get mad at me. I warned you."
Exactly. Oh
Oh
God.
yeah.
So tell me, now that you're going to publish, how do you plan to take the challenge of marketing?
Oh my. So my friend who edits also specializes in marketing. She wears a lot of hats. And I am doing my best to be an editor as well, like editor, meh, marketer as well. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not good at it at all. I am one of those sweet people that's like, here's my book, read it if you want. If you want, I don't want to impose. And she's like, you can't do that. That is not marketing. It's like, no, this is the best. This is amazing. This is on the lines of Sarah J. Maas. You have to read it. It's like, but I'm not pushy. And that's what makes me a terrible marketer.
Yeah. It is. We need to exaggerate a bit, even if it feels like even if it awakens all our the syndrome, fake syndrome. No, what's the
I
term?
know what you're talking about. It's such imposter
Imposter
syndrome.
syndrome.
That's
It
it.
wa-
I was like,
it wa-
I think that's what he's talking about.
it wakes up all our imposter syndrome nightmares every time that we have to make like a poster or something saying that our book is, I guess, great
Oh,
as that person or something like that, and then that's really true, and then the anxiety it's eating you
yes.
inside.
I know. And I just, like I said, I just get in my own head and I'm like, it's like, oh, it's on the lines of Sarah J. Maas. Yeah. It could absolutely sit on the shelf with her and Rebecca
I'll
Yarros.
make a recommendation
Oh,
because
sure.
because we have made ads too on Markee Books for people. If you are feeling bad for doing something like that, just say, if you like it, Sarah J. Maas, this book made you like this one. It's humble, it's direct, and it's not comparing to the two works as the same level.
Yeah, that's good because like I mean you're supposed to believe in your work and it's not that I don't. It's just I am not the person to sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the best." I'm never that person. I have never been that person. I am just like, well, I think you'll like it, but I mean, there's no stress on you if you don't. Like you don't have to read it. Um, I'm a terrible marketer because I get tongue tied and I get it's not embarrassed is not the right word, but it's more so just like, yeah, I wrote a book, yeah, and you might like it. I don't know, maybe. It's I'm the
Yeah.
author for a reason. I need a team of marketers because it isn't that's not my forte at all.
Okay. Oh, by the way, why did you pick February and not December?
I picked February, and that's like the latest. My editor may get done earlier, but I gave her the deadline of February because I am one of those people that I believe that I want to take a little time on a book and give it to you maybe just a little bit later, and it's really good, and it really works versus I want like let's just get it out in December to have it out. And I look back on it and it could have been better for my mind. I am an absolute perfectionist. Have you ever read Harry Potter? I promise I'm going somewhere with this.
Oh, of course. I think
I
everyone in our generation has.
I think so too, but I never want to assume. So I am when it comes to like marketing and stuff, I am a complete Hufflepuff. But when it comes to once I'm in the author's chair, it's like my mind reverts over to Slytherin. It's like it has to be perfect and it has to have every T crossed and every I dotted. And that's not a very good grip on reality most of the time. But I can't help myself. I am a Slytherin in my core and just have I'm a Slitherpuff. I accept who I am. And so that's why I pushed it off to February to give my editor plenty of time, to give me plenty of time in case like she comes across something that maybe we missed in the three other drafts that we've done. And so I really try to give us that cushion. It's more so just a cushion.
Right, right. Oh, okay. Well, uh, sorry, I got distracted a bit.
Oh,
What were
you're
you
totally fine. I
saying?
get distracted all the time.
What were we saying? Sorry.
Why did I pick February?
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. My kids
Yeah,
just got home and I'm over here like, yeah, So I totally
the,
get it.
actually, some of my guests has told me that it's better to pick certain dates as an strategic publishing. February is
Mhm.
actually good because you can use the promotions for Valentine's Day
Oh, there you go.
because your book is a romance, so it match on that topic. But usually December have better sales of books,
Christmas,
especially in Amazon because
Christmas
people
probably.
buy gifts and stuff.
Right,
So I feel that December, the start of summer, probably July, the end of July, and Valentine's Day are the best for that, unless you want to. You're writing, horror, and you want to use the Halloween's sales
right,
numbers,
right.
but yeah, usually it's better to plan with that in mind when you're publishing books.
That's fair. That's yeah. If she gets it done by Christmas, that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, for your type of book, I think Valentine's Day will work too.
Yeah, and I think it'd be and it you can also kind of maybe get away with Halloween because since she's a necromancer and everything like that, you can kind of like do a Halloween thread through there, I think. It won't be done by this Halloween at all, but just like focusing on maybe like future books one day.
Well, your editor friend maybe can help you with some ads using the Valentine's Day if you were to publish on February, to help you with that. Well, oh, by the way, can you tell me in which platforms are you planning to post?
So right now it's on Amazon. It's like on Amazon right now, but like that's where I'm going for. I was gonna do paperback, hardback if I can, ebook, and then I thought about dabbing in Audible. For readers, I have a lot of friends who only listen to their books, and so I do not mind at all to appeal to the audio market. I thought about reading the book myself and seeing how I
You
can
do
do
have a
with
good
that.
voice.
Huh?
You have a good voice. I think it could work.
Well, thank you so much. I think talking for the males gives me a little bit of apprehension because I I obviously I don't have a male voice and I don't want to sound weird on audio, but I was in drama all through high school, so I think I can do the girls okay enough to get by on audio. It's just doing the men are kind of like, we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Oh, so you're going to do some dramatic reading.
I do. I do. I do.
Because I mean, there's normal reading, like it's like the I usually do, that is basically just reading, and it's
Right.
dramatic reading with people actually
Right.
trying to add the roles a little bit.
Right. I like dramatic reading. I think for audio, I think it's a good balance, especially if it's not in first person's point of view. Mine is in third. So I think reading and hitting the right enunciations on certain words as you read, like, just the paragraphs are good, but then switching over to the dramatic read once you start talking for the characters. I kind of set the bar really high for myself because I wasn't a big audio fan, and nothing against audiobooks or people who read them. I'm someone who likes a physical book in my hand. But Andy Serkis, the actor for Gollum in Lord of the Rings, did read the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit and The Silmarillion, and I'm a very big Lord of the Rings fan. And so that was the first audiobook I ever listened to. So the bar is kind of set very high for me because it's like, okay,
In that case, you need some music too. You have to think on the soundtrack, especially while you're reading in between the scenes.
oh yeah, like you just
But
gotta think of some epic
you,
music.
yeah, you'll need an editor too to make everything together, put everything together.
For sure, yeah.
Just for the record, Markee Books actually can help you with that, but that's another thing.
No worries, no worries. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Right now we are doing basically all publishing, only except for printing. Everything else we already do and are doing it.
Oh wow, that's really awesome for you guys.
Thank you. So, do you have any social media where people can, follow your updates that you can share with us?
I do. I have an Instagram and a TikTok. I'm very, very bad. Like I know them, but I don't know them off the top of my head because I am me. So if you ever wanted to follow me on Instagram, it's MH ERB as in boy, 516_author. TikTok is the same, only instead of the numbers, it's just MH_author.
Are you planning maybe to go to any book fair or something once the book is out?
I would love to. I'm not for sure how to schedule that since I'm a self-published at this point. But if I was ever able to find a way to do so, that would be a lot of fun. It does get a little bit difficult since I am a mom and I do have a normal big girl job and everything. But if the opportunity ever presented itself, I would love to go. And
Well, most book fairs are on weekends, so I don't think that's a problem.
I work every other weekend, but it's okay. Like in scheduling, like we can always switch weekends or something. But we'll see how that. Like we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if opportunity presented itself, I'd love to go talk to other authors and display my book and get more practice on saying what it's about with confidence and everything.
If that happens, I recommend you to make a poster or something for your stand.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Megan, thank you for this lovely conversation. I think that's all for now. Thank you for coming to another episode of Writing Inspiration with Markee Books. Thank you, Megan, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And see you next week. Bye, Megan. Bye, people.
Bye.
Well, thanks for coming and joining us today. If you find this episode inspiring, like, subscribe, and share this video, and give Markee Books a try in the link below. Have a nice day and see you next week. Bye.